Good morning. How's it going, y'all? Welcome to our final day of content for math. Um, it is Thursday, and I am very happy to be here with you today to talk about profit. I am going to share my screen with you so you can see a little bit of what we're doing. All right. So today we're going to learn about calculating profit. Now, profit has to do with, let's just chat first. Profit has to do with making money. So, for example, if I am going to open up a lemonade stand and I spend maybe $7 on supplies for the lemonade stand, but I made $20, I have to take off the $7 because I already spent that. So profit is the money you made, or the income, minus the expenses, which is the money spent. So income, once again, is money made. That's when you make money and you have money. Expenses are like the things that you need to make, or the things that you bought. So money made minus money spent. So profit is the amount of money someone makes off of a good or a service after accounting for all of the expenses. So let's take a look at an example. I used a lemonade stand earlier. This is a bake sale. So let's bake sale. If you're hosting a bake sale, you're going to need some cookies. So let's say we bought flour for $3, sugar for $2, eggs for $3, frosting for $1, and milk for $2. That would equal $11 that I spent before I even made any money. And that comes out of my own pocket. I'm investing in this bake sale. And then I made $75 at my bake sale. But I also have to see how much that $75 actually is, how much I actually made after taking away my expenses or the money that I already spent. So I take 75, I subtract $11 from it. So I actually made $64. Let's look at some examples. So number one, Kyler mows lawns for people and charges $45 per lawn. I know when I say per that we're probably going to multiply. Last month, he mowed 10 lawns, but he spent $30 on gas and $9 on oil for his lawnmower. How much profit did he make last month? So we want to think about a couple of things here. While we've got $45 per lawn, we also have spent. If I have $100 and I spent 30, do I have more or less money? Less money. That means I'm subtracting, because that's what we do when we look for less. So $45 per lawn. And last month he mowed 10 lawns. So 45 times 10 to figure out how much money he spent in all. So if I have 45 times 10, I'm going to cross that 0 out and bring it on down to my answer. Now I just have 45 times 1, and that's an easy. So he made $450 mowing lawns. Maybe a good summer gig for you if you're interested. And then he spent $30 on gas and $9 on oil. So $30 on gas and $9 on oil. Let's see how much he spent in all. So he spent $39 in all for his lawnmower. So now we're just going to take that $39 out of the $450 that he made by subtracting. I'm going to go borrow. So Kyler actually made $411 after he spent that money on this stuff that he needed. His profit was $411. Let's look at Alex now. Alex sold brownies at a bake sale. The cost of preparing the brownies was $5.50. Now remember, the cost of preparing would be before. So this is going to be his expenses. In the money she received from the bake sale of the brownies was $30.95. So this would be the income. So remember, we've got income minus expenses, and that's how we figure profit. So we're just going to take 30.95, and we've got to make sure when we're subtracting decimals that we're lining up that lining up that decimal point. So I'm just going to put it there first, and then it's 550. We're all lined up, so let's boogie. 5 minus 0 is 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. Bring down that decimal point. We got to do some borrowing. 10 minus 5. 2 minus 0. So the profit was $25.45. It's how much Alex made after taking out her expenses. Let's check out another. Larissa babysat for her neighbor. These are all really great things you can do this summer to keep yourself busy, like babysitting and mowing lawns and bake sales. I'm just saying, like, if you're bored, make some money. Figure in that profit. Larissa babysat for her neighbor. She charged the neighbor $8 per hour, and she kept the kids for 6 hours. She bought some snacks for $4.50 and paid her friend $10 for helping her. So how much profit did Larissa make from this day of babysitting? This is similar to the first one. So I'm going to start with figuring out how much she made. What was her income? So she made $8 per hour, and she babysat for 6 hours. So I'm going to multiply 8 times 6. If you find 8 times 6 a difficult one like I do, what I tend to do is take 8 times 5, which I know is 40, and then I add my extra 8 to make it 8 times 6. So she made $48. She bought some snacks for $4.50 and paid her friend $10. Those are her expenses. So income And let's figure out what our expenses are here together. So $10 plus $4.50, which we know 10 plus $4.50 would be $14.50. Now that we've figured out our income and expenses, I can go back and remember that finding profit means taking my income minus my expenses. So let's rock and roll here. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to do this math on your own. You should be able to find that answer before I do. Let's do a couple more. All right. Brenda made a profit of $10.25 on each baby blanket she sold. So she was making some baby blanket. I don't know, maybe make some baby blanket. The materials to make each blanket cost $3.25. How much did Brenda sell each baby blanket for? So now we're doing this backwards. We've got a profit. And remember, profit equals your income minus your expenses. So my profit is $10. Well, let's move down here. $10.25. My income, we don't know yet because we know that our expenses are $3.25. Okay, so let's now go and see. I know that I am actually going to be adding, I'm actually going to be adding these, okay, so the opposite of subtraction is addition. And we're trying to go the opposite way here. So instead of subtracting, I am going to add 350 to both sides. Because remember, what I do on one side of the equal sign, I can do on the other as long as it is the opposite and it's even. So I'm going to add $3.25 to this side. So I've figured out that my income is $13.50. So Brenda made a profit of $10.25 on each baby blanket she sold. But because she had to pay $3.25, for the materials for each blanket. She had to take that out, which means that she sold each baby blanket for $13.50. That was her income. Now I've got to make sure that I place this on my answer bubble sheet the correct way. Notice, here is my decimal point. So I am going to write 1350 first with my decimal point lined up. Then I can go bubble. Last one before I let you go. All right. Tamika made 20 bracelets. That should have an S on it. To sell at the craft show. She sold all 20 bracelets for $4 each. If she sold all 20 bracelets for $4 each, that would be her income. She paid $6.99 for beads and clasps to make the bracelets. That would be her expenses. Plus, she paid a $10 booth fee to sell her bracelets at the craft store. Since it's a fee, it's also part of our expenses. What was Tamika's profit? Well, let's figure out our income first. 20 bracelets at $4 each. I'm going to take that 0 off and pop it down here, which just leaves 4 times 2. So her income was $80. Now notice, the test makers try to trick you by putting $80 as one of your answer choices. They only want you to do part of it. We got to do all of it. So she paid $6.99 for the beads and the clasp to make the bracelet, along with a $10 booth fee. So $10 plus $6.99 would be $16.99. Going back to our formula, now we subtract. We've got to make sure that we line up these decimal points though. $80.00 will help us lining those up. Put 80. You can finish before me. Go. Her profit was $63.01. All right, my loves, it is exit ticket time. I got you a gridable. I want you to think about how you might grid this, but when you're finished with it, all you need to do is send your answer to your math teacher. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you next week for just a little bit of fun.